What you got, Grandmama?
All right, y'all. I want y'all to be sure and watch the end of this. The end of this video because I've got a special treat for y'all. I'm going to be doing cinnamon pickles. Now I'm doing this morning. I am doing regular pear pickles, but I'm going to do some cinnamon pickles at the end of this video. So I want y'all to be sure and stay tuned for that. So we'll see you in just a few minutes. Good morning, everyone. I'm Rose from Grandma Rose's Open Pantry, and I bet you can't tell what we're doing today. These are pears off of our pear tree. I bet this pear tree is what, honey, 75, 80 years old?
80 years old.
My daddy planted this pear tree, and when I was a little girl, and I'm almost 80, so so it's probably around 70, probably 72, 73 years old. But anyway, I make pear pickles, I make pear relish, I can pears. Today we're doing pear pickles because I took my last jar out the other day, and we just peel them. We do it all by hand. We just peel them, then we cut them up, and so that's the process we're doing this morning. We're gonna finish all of this, and as soon as I start to pickling, then we're gonna come back and I'm gonna show you how I pickle pears. A lot of you probably have never heard of pear pickle, but they are really, really good.
They are good with vegetables.
With vegetables especially. So we'll be back as soon as we get them all peeled and cut up.
Is today a canning day, Grandmama?
It is.
Okay.
Y'all. And they're gonna be sugar-free. We are making, as I told you in the intro, we are making pear pickles. And a lot of you probably have never heard of pear pickles, but I grew up on them. We have a pear tree out back. I grew up on pear pickles. My mom always made them. And so we love them. We love them with peas and butter beans and greens. It's just it's a wonderful condiment for your veggies. I'm gonna measure these out for y'all. My pan here will do 6 pints, and that's what I'm doing right now. Now, after we cut these up, I put them in some lemon water to keep them from turning dark. I'll measure these. I kind of halfway measure them to see how many we would need to cut up. And I think 2 cups is a pint, 4 cups. 2 cups is a pint, yeah, okay. So that's 1 pint, 2 pints. And if I don't have quite 6 pints, I've got some more we can peel and cut up. That was 2 pints, 3 pints, and I'm really doing these full. They're gonna have some liquid in them. That's 4 pints. So I'm really heaping these up. This is 5 pints. When I measured it earlier, it was 6 pints. Okay, I think we'll have, by the time I get my liquid in there, my syrup in there, it's gonna be 6 pints. Okay. All right, so that was, we'll just say 6 cups of pears, of cut up pears. Now this is the way Mom always did hers. She just cut them in little slices. You can cut yours ever how you want to. If you want to, you can just take the core out, cut them in chunks, but Mama always just cut them in little pieces like this, and that's just the way. Let me show you. We got one here that we hadn't cut. We peeled it, and I didn't think we were gonna need it. So this is your pear peel. Now they have little blemishes on them. You can take that off, but in pickled pears, if you were canning them, you'd want to get all that off. But in pickled pears, it really doesn't make any difference. In canned pears, because these have vinegar in them, So canned pears don't have vinegar, so you have to be more careful about putting a blemish in your jar. So I just take a pear like this, and I just go around, and I just cut it in little slices. I just do it the way my mama always did it, always. And to me, this is just what a pear pickle looks like.
Your mama gets a lot of blame, I'm telling you.
She gets a lot of credit. She gets a lot of credit because my mama was a good cook.
Yep.
Okay. All right, I've got my jars back here sterilizing. I'm going to turn them down to real low. Now, I'm going to use my same cup right here to measure my vinegar. I'm going to do 6 cups. Now, this is white vinegar, and it has to be at least 5% acidity, because this is Canon 5% acidity. This is Canon vinegar right here. So that's 2 cups, 3 cups. All right, that's 3 cups of vinegar. And today I'm using stevia. So I'm gonna put 3 cups of stevia. If you were using sugar, to make sugar ones, you use this exact same recipe. You just put sugar instead of the stevia like I did, okay? Now this is whole cloves right here. Let me show you. You can get ground cloves and whole cloves. This is whole cloves. And I'm gonna put this is the only spice that I'm gonna put in. So I'm gonna start off with like 1 tablespoon of whole cloves. Turn my burner on behind me. I'll stir this up. I may have to add more, but I don't think I will, because some of the juice is gonna cook out of these pears. And this is how simple pear pickle can be. I'm gonna bring it to a boil, and I'm gonna cook them, which won't take very long. I'm gonna cook them till they're like, I take this little knife and pierce them, and when they get soft, not mushy. Now you don't want them mushy. You don't want to cook them that long. You just want to cook them till they get tender. Water, half vinegar. 3 cups of water, 3 cups of vinegar. But you do have to put enough vinegar to pickle your pickles. All right. I'm gonna put my pears on my burner back here. I'm gonna cook them until they get tender. I may add more cloves. I'm not sure. I won't know until they cook a while and all those flavors combine. But don't know how long it'll take. Maybe 15-20 minutes. I don't think it'll take any longer than that. And then this is a very simple, easy process, y'all. So I'm gonna get my jars out. I'm gonna have them ready. So when my pears get ready, all we gotta do is jar them up. Then I will seal them, put them back in my hot water here. I will process them for 10 minutes, and then they're ready. Come right here.
Yep.
All right, I got my stevia. I got my vinegar. Now I'm gonna taste of this.
That's
again.
2 cups of water, right?
Yeah, that was 2 cups of water.
But
I'm gonna taste. Okay. 2 cups of water is all I'm gonna put. I'm not going to put 3 cups of water. That was 3 cups of vinegar, 2 cups of water, 1 tablespoon of the whole cloves, 3 cups of stevia. So once these cook a little bit, if I taste of it again and the vinegar is a little bit too strong, then I'll add my other cup of water. Okay. As y'all can see, when these pears get done, they kind of get a little translucent color, kind of like onions do when you're cooking them. They're not the white, they're just more of a translucent color. So they cooked about 20 minutes. Now it's according to the doneness of your pear as how long it takes to cook them. These were a little ripe. We waited a little bit too long. to get them off the tree. And so it might have taken a little bit longer if we had got them when they weren't quite so ripe. But they're not too ripe. They're still delicious. Now, I filled my pears, and it's okay if my cloves get in there, because it'll just sit and it's really makes them really good. So, all right, then I took my paper towel and, that's hot. Let me get something, hold on. All right, I don't have one of those little metal things, but my lids are in hot water. I got my ring here, finger tight, and this is the same water that I process my jars in, because it's not touching the food or anything, so I always use the same. Okay. Oh, and I tasted of this, and I put 1 cup of allulose in it, because the stevia was not sweetening it like I wanted it to. So I put 1 cup of stevia in it. 1 cup of allulose. Allulose is more like sugar. It tastes more like sugar, so it will sweeten things. But
It is actually a sugar.
it is, but now
It just doesn't have any carbs.
it doesn't. I can't use a lot of allulose. It doesn't work well with my stomach. So, but you can use all allulose if you want to. But I use 3 cups of stevia, 1 cup of allulose. Okay? The recipe will be in the description box. I'm going to finish filling these jars. And then I'm going to, I've already turned my heat up to medium high. And I'm going to let this water come to a boil. I'm going to cover my the tops of my jars, and I'm going to let it boil 10 minutes, and then I'm going to take them out. So whenever I get my jars out of the water, then I'm going to bring you back, show you what it looks like. I'm going to taste the one for you though. This is not something you do a taste test on very well, but I will taste one of these for you, just to let you know how good. But the longer they sit, the better they are. And I would let them sit, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 days before I ate them, before I opened the jar. That's delicious. All right, I'm gonna finish. Get my jars in my water, and then after they've processed for 10 minutes, I'll bring you back and show you what they look like.
There they come.
Okay, y'all, I processed these for 10 minutes. After they came up to a boil, I want y'all to look at that. Now you talk about some good eating. These are so good with vegetables. Pear pickle. If you have never had pear pickle and you have a pear tree, please make you some. Simple, easy, doesn't take very long. I cooked them, 20, 25 minutes. And then you process, oh, that one's still boiling. You process them like 10 minute pints, 10 minutes, quarts, 15 minutes. And now I just got to wait for them to seal. And we won't open them I won't open them for about a week. And because I want time for all those flavors to blend. So, all right, I just want to show y'all how I do my pear pickle. Food feeds the family, family feeds the heart, God feeds the soul. And we made, I don't know how many pears we got left. They're really getting ripe, but I may do something else with pears. So, but anyway, we'll see y'all next time.
All right.
Okay, I've got my jars sterilizing. And in my pot here, I have got 3 cups of white vinegar, pickling vinegar. That is the 5% acidity, which you have to have with pickles. Now, I have got 3 cups of water, 3 cups of white vinegar. I have got 4 cups of my sweetener, which 1 cup of allulose, 3 cups of stevia. Okay? All right. I'm going to turn this on high. I'm going to let all this sweetener dissolve in here. And I may get a whisk and make it easier. Okay? Now, the reason I told y'all to stay tuned and watch the end of this video is we are fixing to use red hot candies. So if you never had cinnamon pickles, I'm telling you, these are so good. I usually do it with cucumbers. I've never done it with pears before. So this is 1 cup of my red hot cinnamon.
Boy, these things are good.
My red hot cinnamon candies. Now, they do have sugar in them. If you don't want the sugar, but now I use the natural sweeteners, the allulose and the stevia. So it's going to be less sugar. But if you don't want to use the red hot candies, you can always use cinnamon sticks. Or you can use the ground cinnamon, but that puts little specks of spices all in your pickles. So I would use cinnamon sticks. And to this amount, I would probably use 4 or 5 cinnamon sticks. But I'll have the recipe in the description box for you. I'll have it for my regular pickles and my my red hot cinnamon pickles. So I've got to let my vinegar and water come up to a really hot temperature. It's got to melt, and look, it's going to be a beautiful color. See that red? Now this would be good for Christmas right here.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to let my cinnamon candies melt, and then I'm going to put my pears in my syrup, just like I did in the ones that you just watched. And I'm going to can them the same way, process them 10 minutes. So, but I will, when I get all of that done, I'm not going to show me doing the whole process because you just watched it when I did the regular pickles, pear pickles. So, but I will bring you back and I will show you the end product when we get through. It's going to be pretty.